Welcome to Diva's Two Cents, where we bring complicated matters out and we simplify them for the masses. Today we have a special guest, and I really hope that if anything that she says resonates with you, that you please share it and with your friends, your family, and even any of your enemies, because somebody out there needs to hear what she has to say. She is the president and CEO of Izzy's Legacy Inc. She's also a board certified holistic registered nurse, and she hosts Unscripted with Marilyn Morales. Please join me in welcoming Marilyn Morales to the Divas Two Cents show. Hello, Marilyn. How are you?
Hi, Diva. Thank you so much for inviting me on your show today.
Thank you for coming. I'm very interested to find out, and I'm sure our audience is as well. I know that we're going to talk a little bit about the holistic stuff, but you're president of Izzy's Legacy, and I want to really be respectful. Can you talk a little bit about how you came across with Izzy's Legacy?
So that's my nonprofit organization. Actually, this is our second year in service to others. And that actually came about because I lost a child in 2008. My daughter Isabella was diagnosed with a rare leukemia in 2007. The cancer that she had was called JMML, and the only treatment then and today is still a bone marrow transplant, stem cell transplant. And when someone undergoes something like that, your best chance of finding a match is somebody within your own family. Unfortunately, in our situation, my other two children who were older than her were not matched just for her. They were only a half match, as was my husband and myself. So we had to search on this outside agency called NMDP to find a match, literally a stranger, to save our daughter's life. Wow. So yeah, that was a shocking thing for us, right? And in addition to that, being told that as Latinos, as Hispanics, we didn't have a presence in that registry. There were not a lot of Latinos willing to volunteer to donate their stem cells or bone marrow.
Wow.
Yeah. Yeah. So with that, Izzy's Legacy is now a reality, which is, in her honor, sharing that information to minorities that we don't have a presence on that registry. And that's something that we can do something about that by joining. And we also help people on a cancer journey.
Oh my goodness. Oh, I'm sorry to hear that, but I'm so glad that you've taken that to take a very, very serious, sad occasion and affair and taking it to something to the light, bringing light to that situation where you started your nonprofit, and now I'm sure that through your work, you're going to be helping a lot of individuals. I bet you not too many people know. Yeah, not too many people know that, right? I mean, I was not aware of what JMAL was.
JMML, yeah, juvenile myelomonocytic leukemia. It's rare, so you're not going to hear about it too much, right? Okay. It's something rare. It's a leukemia of, I say babies, because usually it's very young children who are diagnosed with that. And in her case, she was only 7 months old when she was diagnosed with that, where she was found to be sick that way. I didn't even know that something like that existed. And I'm a nurse myself, never heard of the term, but with the rarity of it, that explains why, right? And so I feel that when you learn something, it's your obligation to share, right? Yeah. Your knowledge.
Yeah, knowledge bears responsibility. Yeah.
Yeah, we got to share it with other people so that they're not in the same situation as I was back then.
Yeah. Knowledge does bear responsibility. So you're able to help through your nonprofit. People can reach you and talk about your nonprofit, and or do you seek people? Do you have to go out and look for them, or do they find you?
Both. So, yeah, we go out. Actually, my oldest daughter, who was 9 years old when her sister passed, she now works for NMDP, that same organization that helps you find your match. So full circle moment for her. Her name is Gabrielle Morales. And it was through her work that I learned that we still have this problem, that problem that existed back then in 2007 continues to exist today, that there's not enough people of mixed ethnic background on that registry. And there's patients waiting. There are patients who are dying, waiting for a match.
I
when
got
we
you.
have the ability to give life in life. So it was because of that and a story of a little girl who hadn't found her match that inspired me to pick this back up and say, I need to do something different so that we can have a different outcome, right? Just saying and talking to people was not enough. And at that point, I met Emilio and Daniela Roman, who you also know, right? Because now we're co-authors in a book, you and I.
Yep.
Yeah, so as my publishers, they helped me write my first book, which is When the Answer is No, Finding Purpose Through Pain, which details all of that. And with that book, I was able to put a code inside of it that leads you right to the NMDP website where you can sign up to become a match.
Wow.
So the kit comes right to your house. You don't even have to go anywhere. It's a simple swab of the cheek, the inside of your cheek. Easier than swabbing for COVID, and we all just went through that, right? So you had to swab up your nose.
Yeah.
Easier than that.
Wow.
You put it back in a prepaid envelope, you send it back out, and there you go.
Wow. Well, Marilyn, let me ask you this: where can people get that book? When the answer is no, is it on Amazon?
So it's on Amazon, but if you buy it directly through me, it's at a reduced price, and it 100% of the proceeds through us, and that's at izzyslegacy.com. You can purchase the book there. 100% of the proceeds goes right to the nonprofit to help those with cancer. And we've actually partnered with Children's Hospital of Philadelphia, which is where my daughter was treated. They're the ones that have been our primary referral source for patients and families who are in need. So we've been helping children for the last year.
Oh my goodness. Okay, so we're going to put it in the comment section below, so that if you are interested and you would like to get a copy of When the Answer is No, and if you find it in your heart to contribute, please do so as well. It's a very good cause. And you won't be disappointed. And I know Marilyn, this is something true to her heart. So she, I could see, I can hear it in her.
Absolutely.
So, yeah.
Absolutely.
So aside from your nonprofit well, first of all, with this nonprofit, what do you see in the near future, like in another 3 years? Like, what are you looking at, the change, or what needs to happen, or what is it that you're going for that's going to make you change the way you do things now? Or even...
Well, I am looking for global recognition, right? So I'm looking to get into Latin America, right?
Okay.
So to really get to our people and educate them. The education is the biggest piece here, right? Because if you don't know, you won't help. And you need to know the answers to very important questions. Like, people still think that getting bone marrow would have to go into the bone. It used to be a surgery, right? You would have to go into the hip bone, and that's what people remember, and that it could potentially be painful, right? It's not like that anymore. 90% of the cases, it's like giving blood. So it's a stem cell collection, right? And you get some injections to increase the amount of blood cells that you have in your body. They take out the cells that they need. They give you back the rest. You get to go home, right? And live your life. And you're saving someone else who's on borrowed time.
Wow. So is this something that, for example, if I wanted to go and give the blood or the bone marrow, what do I have to do? Like the person out there listening that's touched and wants to help, what do they have to do?
Excellent question, because it is right now there is an age range. You have to be between the ages of 18 and 40 to join the registry. But once you join, you're there until you're 60 years old.
Oh, okay.
You're on this registry, right?
Okay.
In order to get on the registry, you have to meet certain health requirements. So you go right on, if you go to izzyslegacyinc.org, and that's where I direct people, because it tells me, if you visit that site, that it's because of Isabella's story. You were touched by her story, that you're going to the site, and that you're moving forward to become a volunteer. So if you meet all the criteria, right, it takes you to the next field where you develop an account, and the kit comes to your house, right? And then that's it. It's a swab of the cheek. You mail it back, and you're on it. You'll receive an email. Next steps after that is, what if I'm a match? That's the question, right? What if I am a match for someone? Well, you'll receive an email and information, because then they'll send you for a physical to make sure that you're healthy. They'll verify that you are a close match to the patient. And this is done. Some people ask, why 18 to 40? I'm 41, I'm 42, right?
Yeah.
I'm healthy, or I'm 50 and I'm healthy. Why can't I do that, right? It's because the healthier, the younger the donor, the healthier the cells tend to be, right? So the better of the outcome for the patient who's receiving that. And because they're already very sick, you want them to have the best possible outcome, right?
Yeah.
So we want them to have those healthier cells.
Mm-hmm.
If you're over 40, how can you help?
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
I'm sure you know people that are in that age range.
Yeah. Yeah.
Share this
Myself.
information, pass it along,
Yeah.
right? Continue to educate people. We
Yeah.
need everybody.
Yeah.
Hold the drive.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm. Sure. So, like for someone like myself, I'm way past that age. So, but I can still help. I mean, I can help
Absolutely.
either, and you don't have, and it doesn't have to be monetary. So, for those of you that are looking, hearing, yes, you can donate, definitely donate if you can, and you have the means, but you don't have to because, like Marilyn says, a group of you can get together. You can get in touch with Marilyn. I'm sure she wouldn't mind if for anyone that's listening that wants to help the cause, and maybe you can volunteer some time, or even just spread out the word, or share the information through your social media, so that awareness can be out there, right?
Absolutely. And that's the primary goal of Izzy's legacy is spreading awareness. Is
Mm-hmm.
it's easy to join, it's free to join, there's no cost to you at any point in this entire journey. If there is even to the point where the NMDP organization will cover your salary if you have to be out for the day, because for some people that is an obstacle.
Mm-hmm.
If I have to go to the hospital to donate my stem cells, I'm going to miss a day of work, and for some people
that's a
could be
lot.
significant.
Yeah.
It's a lot, but they'll cover that for you. They cover your transportation, they cover a salary, they make it so easy because it's so important what you're doing. It's so important. Imagine if that were you. Imagine if that were your child or your mother,
Mm-hmm.
and there was nobody out there for them
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
except that one person, right?
Mm-hmm.
You'd be begging that person to please. It's so easy. Just donate the cells to save my mom's life, to save my sister, my brother, my child. And in my case, it was my child. I think we would do anything. And you cannot put a price tag on someone's life.
Oh, no, definitely. It's touching. It's something that brings it kind of just makes you more curious as to, they hear you, they understand that all the pain that you went through, they understand what you're doing to help others, but you have to be in the person's shoes. You have to somehow navigate through that conversation where you can put other people in that situation. I'm so glad that you said that about imagine if it's your child or your mother. I have a 92-year-old mother, so I understand. Nobody wants to have anything happen to their child, never mind have them get a disease that nobody is aware of. So my heart to you, my dear, my heart to you.
Thank you.
If I can help, I'm going to try to help. I'll pass it along. I'll share this information.
Pass on the information.
Yeah.
Share the website, izzyslegacyinc.org. It shares my story. It talks about why we're so passionate about sharing this information, because people don't understand how easy it is. For when we talk about organ donations, right?
Mm-hmm.
To become an organ donor, we hear about it all the time when you're going to renew your license, right? Someone has to pass away, usually, right, in order to donate the organs of your body for someone else to live. In this situation, you are giving life in life. Yeah. Nothing happens to you. You continue to make these cells in your body. Nothing happens to you, right? Mm-hmm. Yet you're saving someone's life.
Wow, that's huge. That's huge.
It is huge.
Well, thank you. Thank you for sharing that. Leave me speechless. Okay. We're going to talk about something else here. Let's talk about the holistic aspect of what you do. Talk to us about that.
Yeah, so with holistic nursing, it's just that I have additional education on the methods that people use to heal. These days, we don't just use medications. We all know about things like essential oils, chiropractic, herbs, and things that help our bodies to be healthy. And we all use these things outside of traditional medicine. So when I went through my bachelor's degree in nursing, we got extra information about how people use this and how we can integrate it into Western medicine for the best possible outcome for that patient, right? So when we do know that things like meditation, right, as one thing, allows you to bring down your blood pressure, right? And when we talk about having to be on medication for blood pressure, medication by itself is not going to do the job. We have to figure out what caused the high blood pressure to begin with. And if we don't eliminate that, we're going to suffer from this for forever, right? And in medication itself, sometimes we have to go up on our dosages, and there's a lot of side effects that go along with these medications. So how do we decrease side effects and the use of it? It's by doing things that we know can address the lifestyle issue that we have that's causing these things, right?
Yeah.
So stress management is huge. Stress is the biggest thing that causes high blood pressure. It's for someone to become diabetic, heart conditions, high cholesterol. All those things are caused by stress. How do you manage your stress? Meditation. I myself used aromatherapy. Aromatherapy is something that speaks to me. Essential oils. And there's many ways to use essential oils. I first really started learning about them actually after Isabella, when Isabella was diagnosed. So I was 38 years old when I was pregnant with her. Important story, important part of the story is because I was of advanced maternal age. I was an older mom with her. They send you for genetic counseling, right? And when I went for this genetic counseling session, they told my husband and I that the only thing that we triggered for was cancer because we had a large amount of cancer in our families. What was I supposed to do with that information at that time? Nothing. I'm not going to terminate my pregnancy based on that, right? So I said, thank you very much, picked up my stuff, and I left, and I didn't listen to anything else. So now, fast forward, I'm now pregnant with my fourth child, Lorenzo, who is after Isabella, and I'm 42 years old. So I have to go back once again for genetic counseling. It's the same group. So now I say to them, I wasn't listening then because it didn't make sense to me. I'm listening now. What was I supposed to do with that information? They said, live different. Live different. And so when you have a predisposition for cancer, if you have a lot of people in your family that have developed cancer, that have died from cancer, that means you genetically may develop cancer in your future, right? So using less chemicals in your home is important. Eliminating things that are cancer causing in your home is important. So I started looking into that and saying, okay, what am I going to use to clean my house that's antiviral, antibacterial, smells good, right? All the things that we need in our house cleaners, and that's not going to give me cancer. So I started eliminating those and using essential oils. Lemongrass, excellent for cleaning.
Is it really?
Because it has antibacterial, antiviral properties, yes. And it has that lemony scent. Lavender, huge. Lavender is one of my favorite oils. I'm a lavender girl.
Okay.
So many different uses of lavender. It's anti-inflammatory, antibacterial, antiviral. You mix that in water and you use that as a sprayer to clean your countertops, to clean your floors, and it doesn't have the cancer-causing components that regular chemicals have.
Wow.
So
well, when you went through that whole research looking for these products, where did you go? I mean, I know there's a company out there. What is it called? I think it's Thieves or something like that. That's all essential oil based.
So Young Living is the company. Young Living is the company that has Thieves, that essential oil. So I first started talking to people that actually sold the products. And I said, I need to know more about them, right? What makes one oil better than the other? And then when I was going for my bachelor's in nursing, I learned there also that there's a difference in oils, right? There's medicinal grade oils that don't have the perfumey things that you buy at a Target, at a CVS. You know, there's these little oils and you're going to get what you pay for. They're cheaper oils. But when you read the ingredients, they got a lot of perfumey things in them. That's not something you want in your house. It's the same thing.
Okay. So you just have to be more cognizant as to what it is that you're purchasing. I mean, I'm sure that, you know, it was a learning curve, right? Why do you feel, or can you tell me, why is it that, and I know Big Pharma and I know all of the, you know, medicine and prescriptions and all that. But why is it that holistic medicine is more like chiropractors that, some people say, well, I'll go to this doctor versus a chiropractor. Why do people go that route, the medicine route, versus coming to, to the holistic route?
Right. And I like the term complementary.
Okay.
So these are complementary modalities, right?
Okay.
So holistic is this big umbrella. I like the word complementary because it works in conjunction with what you're doing. The goal is to reduce or eliminate what you're doing, but medications have their place. They're important too, right? And especially if we need a quick fix for what's bothering us. If you don't take care of that blood pressure right away, you're at risk for getting a stroke, right? Or for effects that are going to be permanent. So medication has its place right there. Yes, we need to treat this blood pressure. We need to bring it down. But if we don't eliminate the root cause of what caused that blood pressure to be high to begin with, what's your salt intake like? What's your diet look like, right? Are you exercising? What's your stress level like? And what speaks to you to bring down your stress? For me, aromatherapy was huge, right? Smelling oils acts directly on your brain, right? So it triggers a response in your body. But there's other things. Meditation, that's huge, right? Learning to calm the mind, the brain, and the emotions will have an effect on your blood pressure and on your heart rate. Exercising. So you also not only have to include medication, but you got to include these things that are going to help you get off of that. Yeah. But people tend to go for the quick fix. That's why they go to medicine, because it's fast, it's easy. I pop a pill and I don't got to think about it again.
Yeah, but when you take medication, I feel you are treating the symptoms. You're not treating the root cause. So I think for someone like myself, when I get stressed, I mean, I find that I just, and I don't consider it meditating. I just consider it going to like outside and just being by myself, or just trying to just get rid of anything that I'm thinking about. And it's hard. At first, it's very difficult to try to just clear your mind, because your mind keeps racing with thoughts. So I try to just say, okay, well, what is it that I'm going through? And I go through a series of things, using the Qatar method and all that other stuff. But why is it that some people don't do more of that? They don't go more towards the, meditation route, or the yoga route, or the exercise route? Or why is it you feel that people don't do that, and they're so quick to go to the drugstore to buy the meds?
Just because of it's easily accessible, it's easier to take, and they don't want to deal with getting the work done, right? They feel they're too busy, right? I'm too busy, so I can't take the time to do A, B, and C. Yet I'm sure there's pockets of time in your day that you're just wasting gossiping or doing something that's non-productive and it doesn't help you, right? That you can learn something. Some people just don't have the knowledge. For me, everything has to do with education, right? Learning. So you talked about meditation. For me, meditation was one of the hardest things for me, because I say that, and I have a name for her, and I'm not going to say it here, but she doesn't shut up, right? She's always talking. She's always talking about, what do I have to do next? What do I have to do tomorrow? Did I forget to do something while I was at work, right? So when I try to quiet the mind, she doesn't shut up. So I had to learn, when I learned that there's movement meditation.
Oh, okay.
It was like an aha moment, right? Okay. Because whenever women, and we have a tendency to do that, and I'm not saying men don't, but women have a tendency that when we get upset, we clean the house, right? We start cleaning.
I iron. I love to iron. That's my. Okay, I go and get the iron, and I iron I take stuff out of the closet and I iron them, and people say, "Are you crazy?" Why? I say it just calms me. It, for some reason or another, it calms me. The iron, the steam, it just calms
it's quieting
me. The mind.
It's quieting the mind.
Yeah.
That's movement meditation. So it's a form where your body is moving, and because your body is moving, the brain is focused on the movement and not on the constant thoughts. That's why we do it.
Yeah.
Because we have to move our bodies to quiet the mind. That's Tai Chi. You know how when people do Tai Chi, they're in movement?
Same
concept. We're meditating. but our bodies have to be in motion. And some of us have to do it that way. So for me, that was an aha moment. I don't have to sit here and close my eyes and put this music on because it doesn't work for me. But let me do something else. Let me put my body in motion. Let me start cleaning something. Let me start doing something where my body's in motion. And that's when I get my best thoughts. That's when my solutions come to me, when my body's in movement.
My goodness, I do it and I didn't even know what it was called.
I didn't even know it. Yeah,
I didn't know
me
it.
either. And then when I learned that, I was like, you see?
You see, yeah, I had
When
no
you
idea
learn
those
something.
because my husband asked me, "What are you doing?" And I'm like, "Ironing." He says, but those clothes don't need ironing. I'm like, I need to iron something. I never
Tell
knew
'em
that
you're
that's what it
meditating.
was. Yeah, yeah. And now, for those of you that know me, please do not deliver clothes to my home. I'm not gonna iron your clothes. Oh my goodness, that's
Oh, that's
wonderful.
great.
That is really wonderful. What else can you share with us? Talk to me.
The walking in nature.
Uh-huh.
And here's a big one
Yeah.
that we don't even think about,
Uh-huh.
and it makes such a huge difference. Breathing.
Mm.
Do you even think about your breathing?
No.
No.
Mm-mm.
You don't even think that you breathe. A lot of us even hold our breath. We hold our breath without even realizing it. We're not taking deep breaths. During COVID, one of the bigger times, and as a nurse, I had to go to work and I was dealing with COVID patients,
Mm-hmm.
right? Imagine that kind of stress. Every day going to work, not knowing if this was the day that I was going to catch this, that I would potentially take it home and have something happen to myself or one of my family members.
Wow.
A lot of stress that healthcare workers dealt with during that time,
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
right? And then we were wearing these masks 12, 14, 16 hours. And when we would take them off, our faces were bruised,
Mm-hmm.
right?
Mm-hmm.
So we couldn't even breathe. That's when we realized how important breathing was. So I would tell my staff, listen, you got to go outside and take a break. Go outside and take a walk. Take the mask off. But take 3 really deep cleansing breaths. And you will see how quickly you transform.
Wow.
Just by breathing. Intentional, deep breathing.
Mm.
When you're stressed out, when you're anxious, just stop what you're doing and take 3 really deep cleansing breaths. It'll transform you like that.
Oh, wow. That's pretty neat. I got to try that. I'm going to try that later.
And
Later today.
easy, and it's free.
And it's free. Right, right. I mean, I've heard of people saying walk on the grass and get grounded. I mean, I don't know.
Grounding.
What does that do? What does that do to you?
So grounding connects you with Mother Earth, right? Everything is energy. Everything around us is energy, right? We block it with the shoes that we wear. When the biggest amount of energy, you feel it when you go to the beach at the sand, right? You put your feet in there. When you leave that beach, you leave a different person. You feel it, right?
Yeah.
It is connecting with nature and allowing the energy that is there in nature to be absorbed by your body. That's what it is. You're recharging your very depleted battery. Our bodies are in constant motion. We're doing a lot of things to it, and we need to be able to discharge some of that negative energy. You know, like when you're walking on a carpet and you touch somebody and that spark comes on?
Yeah.
So that's a discharge of excess energy. By grounding yourself, you're discharging that excess energy into the ground and letting in a charge that's going to charge and make your body healthier.
Wow. Okay. That's interesting.
Easy and free.
Easy and free. Oh my goodness. Thank you so much for sharing that. Makes me want to
Listen,
go.
I say if it's not free and if it's not easy, humans aren't going to do it.
Yeah.
It's as simple as that.
Yeah. Yeah. I got you.
Little things like that. That's why I said everybody has time. You have to make time. You have to value you the same way you're valuing those things that are taking away from you that don't even serve you. Yet you spend time sitting in front of a television set, sometimes for hours at a time. How is that serving you? It's not.
Yeah.
You have to value you, yourself, and your health to dedicate 5 minutes. Start with 5 minutes every day.
Yeah.
Say, I'm going to dedicate 5 minutes to myself and I'm going to do some grounding or I'm going to do some deep breathing, right? Something, reading a book, something that helps you.
Mm.
And all these things will help you ground yourself and
Mm.
decrease some of that stress and anxiety that you
Mm-hmm.
feel.
Yeah. So for some of you out there that are wondering, that are thinking, well, that's easier said than done. I don't have time for this. I don't have time for that. I recommend something that I did a couple of years ago. I think it's called blocking. I don't know if that was a term, but I started looking at what do I do every day, and I started writing down. I took a piece of paper, and every time I started an activity, regardless of what it was, I would jot down the time and what it was. And before at the end of the day, I would look at it and I say, holy cow, I didn't need to spend 2 or 3 hours doing all of this because it wasn't productive. It was just doing tasks that easily could be delegated. I didn't need to do that. So find some time in your day. There's, even that scrolling on the phone. You know how many times you pick up your phone and you look at social media and you're on social media, you think it's 5 minutes, and when you look, it's 25. You could be outside
That's exactly,
breathing.
I was about to say that. I was
Yeah.
guilty of doing this because I was a nurse manager, right? So the first thing I would do when I woke up is check my phone and check my emails. But guess what? If it was that important, somebody would have called me. Put it down.
Yeah.
Put it away.
Yeah.
Go take care of yourself. Go to the bathroom, right?
Yeah.
Come back, have a cup of coffee, read a couple of pages, meditate, pray, do something for you before you even pick up that phone.
Mm-hmm.
Because we waste
Yeah.
once that you go down that rabbit hole of checking your email, because then you're going to feel like you have to answer it. Right?
That's right. That's right.
That you got to do something about what you just read.
Right.
That's it. You went down that rabbit hole. So
That's right.
instead of doing that, take those 5, 10, 15 minutes in the morning before you even do that and do something for you.
Mm-hmm.
Because you are more important than that cell phone.
Oh, that's right. Amen. Okay. Well, listen, guys, you're listening to an award-winning author over here. What's your chapter in the book, and what's the name of that book?
So the one that we just came out in, right?
Born to Risk. Born to Risk. Born to Risk.
Born to Risk. I'm looking for it because I thought I had it with me. Born to Risk, and I'm chapter 17.
Uh-huh.
And it's talking about escaping the Empire State, escaping danger in the Empire State, breaking free is called my chapter.
Okay.
And it talks about my leaving New York City. I'm originally from Brooklyn, New York. And after 9/11, I was a public health nurse in New York City and experienced some PTSD after everything that I lived through there. And my husband was unfortunately a victim of an assault. And we decided at this point, we got to go. We got to go.
Yeah.
For our own mental health, we have to go. So we left. And, that was a difficult decision because you leave, as you know, because you left New York as well.
Yeah.
When you're born and raised somewhere, you leave everything that you've known your entire life, your family, your friends, and for whatever reason you feel a need to go, but you're leaving everything behind. There's a lot of guilt associated with that, right? And a lot of learning. So it was hard, but I took a risk. I took a risk and said, it's for my family's health, my own health, and I was glad I did. I was glad I did. It was absolutely the right decision.
Okay, there you go, ladies and gentlemen. If you also want to read her chapter, Born to Risk, that's the name of the book, and her chapter is in there. So what's the name of that chapter? Did you call it?
Breaking Free.
Breaking Free. See that? Oh, my goodness.
Yeah.
Oh, my gosh. You're a bundle of stuff to learn and so much important things that we need to encounter in life and understand and really look into.
Right.
I know
Absolutely.
that you have a fundraiser coming up as well, some golfing. What is that about?
Yeah. So October 28th in Marlton, New Jersey at Little Mill Country Club, we are having our second annual Get Busy for Izzy fundraising event.
Okay.
Our first year was a gala. Second year, we're giving this a try. I am not a golfer, but the opportunity was presented to me, and I couldn't say no. It's an exclusive country club.
That's right.
Right? It's not something that anybody can just pay and go ahead and golf for the day. You can't even get in there. So So to have that opportunity is huge, to be able to get in there and have that experience and have fun, faith, and fellowship is what Izzy's legacy is about. Raise some funds so that we can continue to educate people all over the world, because that's the mission, is to educate as many people to join that registry as possible. And for those that are, you know, over the age that can do that, there's certainly ways for them to help. But also we help families that are on a cancer journey.
Okay.
So help us spread the word and help us help people.
That's what we're going to do. That's exactly what we're going to do. Thank you so much. I really appreciate you taking your time out of your busy day, busy week, and practically at the last minute, just running, gathering all this stuff for you. But I really appreciate you. I really do. And for those of you out there,
I appreciate you.
Her information is going to be in the chat. Is there a phone number, an email that we can put down there as well?
Yeah, absolutely. My telephone number is 856-242-4373. And that's a direct link to me. And as well as if you go on the website, izzyslegacyinc.org, there's ways to contact me via email there as well. And a member of our team will get back to you.
Okay, excellent, excellent. Okay, so listen, guys. Marilyn Morales, person that you need to know, follow, look for, president of Izzy's Legacy, and an award-winning author here, a holistic registered nurse. A lot of identities. And I have my book with embodying identities, but she does truly embody her identity. Thank you so much. We love you. Thank you.
Thank you. Thank you.
You're welcome.
All right. Good night.
Good night.
The recording has stopped.